Vanessa Cole was America's sweetheart, the star of the hit drama Midnight Falls. She spent a decade in the public eye. Red carpets, talk shows, glowing magazine covers. She had the smile that made audiences trust her, and the kind of beauty that made producers forgive her lateness on set. In 2021, at a glittering Los Angeles charity gala, she met Michael Harris, a man with a reputation as bulletproof as his legal record. At 41, he was one of the most feared and respected defense attorneys in the country. Tall, commanding, with a way of locking eyes that made juries listen and adversaries shrink. That night, he saw Vanessa cross the ballroom, and the moment their hands met, the cameras clicked and America found its new power couple. Within 6 months, they were married. It was a fairy tale union, the Hollywood actress and the courtroom titan. Interviews gushed over their chemistry. Photos of them hand in hand dominated tabloid covers. But the truth behind the smile was far less perfect. Michael's work consumed him. Weeks would pass where Vanessa barely saw him, except for mornings when his coffee was still warm and his phone was already ringing. Vanessa, meanwhile, was watching her career dim. Younger, fresher faces were taking her roles. She smiled for the cameras, but in the quiet of their home, the air was tense. There were whispers of Vanessa spending more time with her co-star, Jason Reed. On set, the two laughed like teenagers. Paparazzi shots of them leaving a restaurant late at night sparked rumors. Michael dismissed it in interviews. "We trust each other," he said. He didn't know the truth. On October 12, 2023, Michael walked into the Los Angeles County Courthouse for one of the biggest cases of his career. The trial was on recess. He was speaking to his client near the bench when a masked figure slipped through the side door. 2 shots rang out, loud, sharp, final. Michael fell. By the time the paramedics reached him, he was gone. The city reeled. News channels looped the same grainy footage of chaos inside the courtroom. At first, detectives suspected a disgruntled client or an enemy from one of Michael's cases. But when Detective Maria Alvarez dug deeper, she found something strange. A brand new $8 million life insurance policy, signed just months before the wedding. The sole beneficiary? Vanessa Cole. Vanessa's public grieving was flawless. Cameras caught her sobbing at the memorial, clutching a folded photograph of Michael. But behind the scenes, phone records told a different story. Dozens of late-night calls to Jason Reed. Surveillance footage placed Jason near the courthouse days before the murder. For months, the investigation stalled. Then, a prison informant came forward. Jason had bragged about helping a friend get rich quick. That was the crack Alvarez needed. The police confronted Vanessa with the evidence. For hours she denied it, until she didn't. She admitted it all. The hitman was hired through Jason. Michael's death had been planned. In April 2024, Vanessa Cole was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Jason Reed was charged as an accomplice. Vanessa entered the California Central Women's Facility with the same poise she'd once carried onto a film set. She kept her head down, made no enemies, and charmed guards and inmates alike. But she wasn't done. Letters started arriving, some from fans, some from journalists, and some from Jason. Their correspondence was cryptic, coded, but laced with longing and planning. Jason had contacts, money, and a plan. On August 4th, 2025, a laundry delivery truck rolled out of the prison gates. Buried beneath sheets and uniforms, Vanessa Cole lay curled in the dark. The driver, a recent hire for a company Jason had quietly set up, never spoke a word. By the time the prison realized she was gone, Vanessa and Jason were slipping across the Mexican border. They became shadows. First in Mexico City, then Belize, finally settling in Havana. Theirs was a life of stolen luxury. Private yachts, boutique hotels, high-stakes casinos. They used offshore accounts Michael had once hidden from the IRS. The tabloids got wind of them and dubbed them the modern Bonnie and Clyde. But greed corrodes everything. Jason thought they were partners. Vanessa thought of him as a tool, useful until the money ran out. She began making her own arrangements, meeting strangers in Havana bars, discussing possibilities with men who asked no questions. Back in Los Angeles, Detective Alvarez never let go of the case. She'd trace shipments of rare wine, jewelry, and couture gowns, all paid for in cash but shipped through the same Miami broker. Then came the break. Leaked casino footage showed Vanessa at a roulette table, laughing. Interpol issued a red notice. Cuban police waited. At Jose Marti International Airport, a private jet sat ready. Vanessa and Jason walked toward it, passports in hand. They never made it. Plain clothes, officers closed in. Jason went down first, tackled to the tarmac. Vanessa screamed his name, but Jason didn't look back. In custody, Jason turned on her. He told investigators everything, the planning, the prison escape, even the offshore accounts. His testimony sealed her fate. Jason Reed was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. Vanessa Cole returned to California in shackles, where a judge added 25 years to her life sentence for escape and conspiracy. Now she sits in a maximum security cell. No red carpets, no cameras, just cold steel, concrete walls, and the echo of the life she once had. Her last role had been her most convincing and her most costly.